First, I want to know, because I know about. We'll get into the politician side of you and the
Right.
entrepreneur side of you, and we'll get into that. But
No problem.
what was Chauncey's first dream? What did you want to be first?
First dream, it goes back, 10, 11 years old. I wanted a candy store, to be honest with you. I wanted a little candy store. It
Mm,
just, just to give you my age, I'll be 57, August 30th, so I'll be 57. So when we
respect. Don't look
taking it
it.
back, I'm thinking a dream of in the 70s, I wanted a candy store. And so when that happened, that's what first started right there to answer that question. Wanted a candy
And
store.
and do you remember around how old you were when you wanted this candy store?
It was could have been 19 years old.
Wow.
Yeah,
So at
19
19,
years old.
you already entrepreneurial minded.
Yes, I did. It was went out to our family took us out to Louisiana. That's where my family's from. We here
Okay.
in Fairfield because my father was stationed at Travis Air Force Base here in
Yes,
Fairfield.
sir. Yes,
And so they
sir.
wanted to take us back to the roots. So we Baton Rouge, and then when we went out to the Baton Rouge, and then my grandfather's house in New Orleans, he had an ice cream truck. And then not only that, what I
Hmm.
seen, what blew my mind was it was in each home, one had a candy store. You don't have to go to the store; they just had it on the block, and they had like ice cream, candy, sandwich before the Subway sandwiches. And
Yep,
so
yep.
that was big, and that's what blew my mind to see how they was doing things. And so, that's
That's
pretty much
crazy.
what all started from. So
That
that's when
that's
I felt like, yeah, entrepreneur right there.
no, it's funny you say that because in
Mm-hmm.
Missouri, it was kind of the same thing. Like, you had stores, but then you also had that person's house that they
Mm-hmm.
had chips and candies and this
Yeah,
and that stuff that people in the local area that maybe didn't drive or couldn't make it to the store, they can just head a few blocks or a few houses down,
right.
go get what you
Yeah,
need. I never even
you know.
thought about the fact that that might have influenced mine as well. Because I saw
Mm-hmm.
that at an early age. I remember my granddad going to buy candy at the stores for super cheap and then selling it, and that's crazy.
Right,
So it
right.
started with a
You know,
candy store.
started with a candy store, and so from that, it was I lived that journey for a candy store all my life.
Hmm.
What twisted it? It was that again, like in the 70s, my parents they had wasn't no rec center or any of those other different things. The parties was always in someone's neighborhood in the living room. And
Yeah,
so when
yeah.
that party was something else, and then we had babysitters, and the babysitters had to keep us in the room. But my one of my older cousins, he was like he was babysitting. He wanted me to go sneak some alcohol for him because he was a little bit older. And so yeah, so of
Of
course
course.
me, yeah, of course me, I'm the young one. I had to crawl on the ground, so I started crawling to the living room, and then I turned my head. They was doing this crazy dance. It was like, man, what are they doing? And they was doing the funky chicken. Let's just say it like that. And so
Ah,
yeah, they was doing the funky chicken. Rufus Thomas, that's where the name come from for the business. My
it's
business, Funky Chicken. So
so it
so when they
started
was
there.
started, but with
That's
still the same
crazy.
thought with the candy store. That's the
Yeah.
beauty about it.
Now, was it
And
gonna
so
be the
what?
funky chicken candy store?
No, no, no. What flipped it is that I got in trouble. I got busted.
Hmm.
And then and when they was doing that dance, I love records. Nothing but vinyls back then. 8 tracks and vinyls. And so
Yep.
I was saying to myself, you know what? When I get older, I'm gonna open up a store, a record store. See, that's how in that early thrive into it. You'll say record store, not hip hop. I'm opening up a record store.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so that's what happened. And then we're going all the way back to as a 10-year old, 11-year old, I had the opportunity to open the doors like in 1989, and went from a record store to a hip hop store. So that was
Wow.
my journey from that. Yeah. And
Wow.
and
Okay.
from from that it was and we'll collaborate on it because I know that's the foundation of everything. living in Oakland at my grandmother's house. I lived across the street from Eastmont Mall in East Oakland, deep East Oakland. So I was back and forth from Fairfield to Oakland and seen record stores. And that's really where the journey came from, just looking at the tapes and records up in that back in the day. So that's where it came from. That's where it went from a candy store to a hip hop store.